Welcome back to It's Better Health, your trusted friend for stronger muscles, sharper minds, and better mornings after 60. Today, let's talk about something millions of older adults enjoy every morning: eggs. They're simple, tasty, and packed with protein, vitamins, and healthy fats that support your heart, your brain, and your energy. But here's the catch. If you eat eggs the wrong way, especially after 60, you may actually be blocking their benefits and even harming your health. Recent studies suggest that nearly 4 out of 10 seniors combine eggs with the wrong foods, which can interfere with nutrient absorption, trigger digestive discomfort, and even raise heart risks. And the scary part? Most people don't even know they're making these mistakes. That ends today. In this video, we'll uncover the 3 most common food combinations that silently weaken the power of eggs. And more importantly, how to fix them so you can keep enjoying eggs in the most beneficial way. Mistake: eggs plus dairy, milk, cheese, yogurt. At first glance, scrambled eggs with cheese and a glass of milk looks like the perfect breakfast. Protein, calcium, nutrients all in one meal, right? Not quite. Eggs are a rich source of iron, which is critical for energy, sharp thinking, and healthy blood. But calcium, found in dairy products, competes with iron for absorption in your digestive tract. Think of it like 2 cars fighting to enter the same one-lane tunnel. Calcium usually wins, blocking up to 60% of the iron your body needs from eggs. On top of that, dairy proteins like casein can bind with iron and prevent absorption altogether. The result? Even if you eat eggs every morning, you could still feel tired, foggy, or run down. The fix is simple. Don't eat eggs and dairy together. Instead, separate them by at least 2 hours. Enjoy eggs in the morning with vegetables or fruit, and have your yogurt or cheese later as a snack. Better yet, add vitamin C-rich foods like tomatoes, peppers, or orange juice to your eggs. Vitamin C boosts iron absorption by up to 3 times, turning your breakfast into a nutrient powerhouse. Mistake: eggs plus too much fiber, oatmeal, bran, whole grains, raw greens. Fiber is good for you, no question. It supports digestion, lowers cholesterol, and balances blood sugar. But too much fiber at the wrong time can backfire when paired with eggs. Why? Because eggs contain fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and E. These vitamins protect your eyes, your skin, and your immune system. Large amounts of insoluble fiber act like a sponge, soaking up these vitamins and carrying them out of your system before your body can absorb them. High-fiber foods also speed digestion, giving your body less time to process egg nutrients. So that super healthy breakfast of eggs, oatmeal, bran cereal, and raw greens may actually leave you undernourished. The solution is balance. Cook your vegetables instead of eating them raw. They're gentler on digestion and less likely to block nutrients. Save high-fiber meals like oatmeal or bran for later in the day, and keep your eggs paired with lighter, cooked veggies like spinach, peppers, or carrots. This way, you still get your fiber without losing out on eggs' essential nutrients. Mistake: eggs plus coffee or tea. Now this one might surprise you the most. Millions of people start their day with eggs and a hot cup of coffee or tea. But this combination quietly robs your body of vital nutrients. Coffee and black tea contain tannins, natural compounds that bind to iron, zinc, and B vitamins, reducing how much your body can absorb. And caffeine doesn't help either. It can increase stomach acid, speed digestion, and even cause calcium loss through urine. For seniors, that means weaker bones, lower energy, and less benefit from your eggs. The fix? Give your eggs at least 1 hour before drinking coffee or tea. This allows nutrients to absorb properly without interference. If you want something warm with breakfast, try herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint. They're caffeine-free and don't block minerals. Or pair your eggs with a glass of orange juice or lemon water for an extra boost of vitamin C. Many seniors who make this switch say they feel lighter, more energized, and even enjoy their coffee more later in the morning. How to cook eggs the right way. It's not just about what you eat with eggs, but also how you prepare them. Boiled, poached, or gently scrambled on low heat are the best methods. They preserve delicate vitamins like B12 and folate, while keeping the proteins easy to digest. Avoid frying at high heat with lots of butter or oil. This can damage proteins and oxidize fats, increasing inflammation. If you enjoy fried eggs, cook them on low heat with a small amount of olive oil. a healthy balance of flavor and safety. How often should seniors eat eggs? For most healthy adults over 60, one egg a day is safe and beneficial. Eggs are affordable, nutrient-dense, and provide complete protein and choline, which supports memory and brain health. However, if you have existing conditions like high cholesterol or heart disease, talk with your doctor first. Everyone's body is different, and personalized advice is always best. The perfect egg pairings. Now let's talk about what you should combine with eggs. Pair eggs with colorful vegetables, spinach, peppers, carrots, or sweet potatoes. These provide antioxidants like beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin, which protect your eyes and skin. And since these antioxidants need fat to be absorbed, eggs provide the perfect carrier. Add fresh herbs like parsley or dill for extra flavor and nutrients, or a pinch of turmeric for its anti-inflammatory boost. And always remember, vitamin C-rich foods like tomatoes, citrus fruits, or berries make your eggs even more powerful by enhancing iron absorption. Conclusion: one small change, big rewards. So there you have it. 3 common mistakes to avoid. Don't mix eggs with dairy, don't overload them with fiber, and don't wash them down with coffee or tea. Instead, cook them gently, pair them with vegetables and vitamin C-rich foods, and enjoy your coffee or dairy later in the day. These small changes can help you get the most from one of nature's most powerful foods, giving you more energy, stronger muscles, sharper memory, and better mornings at any age. Now it's your turn. Have you been making one of these mistakes without realizing it? Do you usually eat eggs with cheese or coffee? Let us know in the comments. Your experience might help someone else, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, subscribe to It's Better Health, and share it with someone you love who's over 60. Together, we can make aging stronger, healthier, and happier. See you in the next video. Walker spotted markings scratched into stone near the bone piles. English words scrawled in shaky hands. We were buried alive. His throat tightened. He ran his hand over the letters, carved deep, desperate. Turner shuddered. Sir, we can't stay down here. These tunnels, they're cursed. Walker clenched his jaw. No, they're not cursed. They're designed. Someone wants us broken. But even as he said it, his skin crawled. Because whether by curse or design, the result was the same. Men lost themselves here. The tunnel branched into 2 paths. One sloped upward, faint air drifting from it. The other twisted deeper, colder, carrying faint echoes of water. Miller pleaded, we should go up. That's the way out. But Harris pointed to the deeper path. If we leave without mapping this, we've failed our orders. The men argued, voices sharp, nerves fraying. Walker raised his hand. Enough, we'll split. Half would go deeper with him. Half would attempt to climb out and mark the route. The men stared at him, horror in their eyes. Splitting was suicide. But sometimes leadership isn't about saving men. It's about sacrificing them. The collapse before they could move, the ground shuddered. Dirt rained down. The ceiling groaned. Down! Walker shouted. The tunnel collapsed in a roar of stone and earth. Dust blinded them, choking lungs, deafening ears. When it cleared, the upward path was gone, sealed by tons of rock. Miller coughed violently. We're trapped. Walker's chest heaved. He knew the truth. The deeper path wasn't a choice anymore. It was their only way, and the tunnels had decided for them. The marks in the dark, they pressed forward into the deeper tunnel. The air grew colder still, breath frosting in the beam of their lights. Walker noticed something along the walls, claw marks. Not from tools, not from picks, from fingers, scores of them carved deep into dirt, as if men had tried to claw their way out. Private Harris whispered, voice shaking. No one leaves alive. Walker forced his voice steady. Keep moving. But inside, his blood turned to ice. The tunnel narrowed, forcing them to crawl on hands and knees. The darkness pressed against their backs like a living thing. Ahead, faint light flickered again, just like before. But this time it wasn't swaying. It was steady, waiting. Walker's breath caught. He whispered, positions, ready. And as they crept closer, rifles aimed, the truth hit him like a blade. The light wasn't leading them out, it was leading them deeper in. The chamber of silence. The steady light burned ahead. casting long, skeletal shadows across the dirt walls. Lieutenant James Walker tightened his grip on the rifle. His men crawled behind him, breath ragged, eyes wide in fear. "Keep low," he whispered. The tunnel widened into a chamber, ceiling dripping with condensation. A lantern sat in the center of the floor, lit but unattended. Miller whispered, "Who left it here?" No answer. Only silence pressing down like a weight. Because in the tunnels, nothing was ever left by accident. The blood trail walker motioned his men to circle the chamber. His flashlight beam swept across the floor and froze. A trail of dark stains streaked across the dirt, smeared handprints leading deeper into a narrow passage. Private Harris swallowed hard. "Blood," Walker nodded grimly. "Someone was dragged," Turner muttered, "or something dragged them." The men stared at him, the idea settling like poison. And suddenly the tunnels felt less like passages and more like a predator's throat. The voices. Again. They followed the trail, crawling deeper until the air grew so cold their breath fogged like smoke. Then it began again. The whispers. This time clearer. Distinct words. "Leave, turn back, or die." The men froze. Miller's teeth chattered. "That's English, sir." "That's English." Walker's chest tightened. Voices of prisoners? Or something worse, echoes carved into the tunnels themselves? He forced his voice steady. "Ignore it. Keep moving." But in his gut he knew they weren't hearing echoes. They were hearing warnings, and warnings in the dark were rarely meant to save. The rusted cage, the trail ended in another chamber. In the center stood a rusted iron cage, bars bent, door half open. Inside lay scraps of fabric, American uniforms torn and bloodied. Miller gagged. "They kept men down here." Walker's stomach knotted. Prisoners, torture, maybe experiments. Harris kicked the cage, rage breaking through fear. Why build hell under a war already filled with it? No one answered, because the truth was worse than silence. The tunnels weren't just hiding soldiers. They were hiding secrets too dark for daylight. The missing man, they turned to leave, but one man was gone. Turner. "Miller, where is he?" Walker snapped. Miller spun, panicked. "He was right behind me." Flashlights whipped across the chamber, searching. Dirt, shadows, nothing. Then a scream, Turner's voice, echoed faintly from deep within the walls. Muffled and fading. The men froze in horror. Walker's chest pounded. He's alive. We find him. But a colder thought slithered into his mind. How can a man vanish through solid earth? Because in the tunnels even walls could lie. The carved faces, they pushed deeper still, chasing the echoes of Turner's voice. The tunnel narrowed, forcing them single file. Then Miller stopped dead, flashlight shaking. "Lieutenant, look." The walls were carved. Dozens of faces stared from the dirt, grotesque, hollow-eyed, mouths wide as if screaming. Some looked like Chinese soldiers, some like Americans, all twisted in eternal agony. Harris whispered, "They're watching us." Walker gritted his teeth. "Keep moving." But he didn't say the other thought clawing in his mind. The faces looked fresh, as if carved recently, as if carved by someone still down here. And every step forward felt like stepping into their mouths. The tunnel curved sharply, vanishing into black. Turner's voice cried out again, closer this time, desperate. "Help me, please." The men bolted forward. But when they turned the corner, flashlights cutting the dark, they froze in horror. Turner was there, standing perfectly still, eyes wide, uniform torn. But his face was wrong, too pale, too empty, and as he raised his head slowly, whispering in a voice not his own, "You should not have come here." Turner stood in the narrow passage, body stiff, eyes glassy. His voice, flat, wrong, echoed through the tunnel. "You should not have come here." The words bounced off the walls, multiplying until it felt like the earth itself was speaking. Private Miller raised his rifle. "Sir, that's not him." Walker's chest tightened. He knew it too. Turner's mouth moved, but the sound was delayed, distorted, like a puppet repeating lines fed from somewhere deeper. "Turner," Walker barked. "If you can hear me, fight it." No response. Just that empty, endless whisper. Because sometimes the enemy doesn't kill you. They hollow you out and send you back. The attack without warning, Turner lunged. His hands clawed at Miller's throat, strength unnatural, eyes burning with emptiness. The men struggled, panic filling the tunnel. Walker fired. The shot echoed like thunder. Turner collapsed, still twitching, blood pooling into dirt. The men stared in horror. Miller whispered, he was already gone. Walker swallowed hard. He wanted to believe Turner had still been inside somewhere. But the truth was worse. Whatever had controlled him was still here, watching. And killing one puppet never stopped the puppeteer. The final descent. They stumbled forward, adrenaline replacing fear. The tunnel sloped downward, the air heavier, choking. Then they found it. A vast chamber opened before them, lit by dozens of lanterns. Crates lined the walls, ammunition, maps, stolen supplies. In the center, a pit yawned wide, deeper than their lights could reach. From it rose the whispers, thousands of voices overlapping, hungry and cold. Miller fell to his knees, covering his ears. "Make it stop!" But the whispers only grew louder, shaping into words. "Stay with us, join us. Never leave." Walker gripped his rifle, fighting the urge to drop into that pit. Because the tunnels weren't built just to move soldiers, they were built to swallow them. Collapse, the ground trembled. Dirt rained down. Somewhere behind, the passage caved in with a roar. The men spun, trapped. The only way left was forward, toward the pit. Walker shouted, "Move! Find another way out!" They scrambled along the walls, searching, coughing through dust. Harris found a narrow fissure, just wide enough to crawl. "Here." One by one, they squeezed through, dirt scraping skin, whispers clawing at their minds. Behind them, the chamber groaned, collapsing. Lanterns snuffing out. The whispers screamed as if alive, then fell silent. The return to light hours later. After crawling through blackness, the men spilled into cold dawn air. The forest above stretched endless, the sky gray and merciless. They gasped, gulping fresh air as if it were water. Miller sobbed quietly. Harris stared back at the tunnel mouth, pale as bone. Walker pulled himself upright. His body shook, but his voice was firm. "Seal it. No one goes back." They stacked rocks, dirt, anything to bury the opening. As they worked, Walker glanced at his men. Half gone, the rest broken. The war above was hell enough. But below? Below was something worse. And some secrets of war must stay buried, or they'll consume everything. Months later, Command asked for Walker's report. He told them about supplies, about enemy maps. But nothing of the whispers. The voices, the faces in the dirt, some truths, he decided, were better forgotten. But at night, when the world was quiet, he still heard it. The faint drip of water, and beneath it, the endless murmur of voices calling from the dark. Stay, never leave. If Lieutenant Walker's story shook you, remember, many battles of the Korean War remain hidden, buried in silence. Subscribe to the Soldier's Journal for more untold stories of courage, fear, and survival.